I have never been more flattered in my life. Oh, my skin looks good today. Mm-mm. Hey, how are you? Oh, I didn't see people were on here. I was just talking to myself. I was literally just talking to myself. I don't have a lot of time because I need to go home and sleep. Good afternoon, Arlene. God, look at that. Someone will be talking about their skin tomorrow when they come back on YouTube. They're going to be talking about their crepey skin because I have crepey skin. So whatever I talk about, other people are going to talk about. I have never been so popular in my whole life. Ever been so popular as I am on YouTube. It's insane. I talk about, well, I didn't even know what it was. I had no idea what OMAD was. I called it OMAD. Didn't know what it was. It's 1 meal a day. Today, my 1 meal a day was Waffle House. It was crazy. It was delicious. It was so good. I sit down to eat and I am voracious. And then I'm like, oh, I'm okay now for 24 hours. The sound is breaking up on you. Well, I don't think it's mine. Well, thank you, Sade. Can everybody hear me all right? Your sound is good. Okay. So my 1 meal a day diet is really working. You have crepe erase. Cindy Crawford has a crepe erase cream. I didn't think it was working. I'm not spending that kind of money. I'd rather be thin with crepey skin. Ooh, that's rhymes. There's my couple-hour-old coffee. I just am whining. I know. I am rhyming, not whining. I'm rhyming. I would rather be thin with crepey skin. I don't intend to be on long. But people were asking, I left Roberta, which was so nice to include me. It was super nice and a surprise. And I was in Waffle House with my husband when that happened. Do you guys have Waffle House where you are? Probably not. We go to Waffle House probably once a week. And when you have 1 meal a day, you can eat Waffle House. You're a poet and you don't even know it. Your body will adjust, says Michael, and the hunger in between meals will disappear. I lost 40 pounds in 2 years with eating habits changed. Well, I haven't weighed myself since December 15th. But before that, I'd lost 85 pounds. So. I still have this. This thing is hereditary. This thing right here. You call it awful waffle? Those waffles are lush. Lush, lush, lush. Yeah, they are Atlanta-based. So Susan, one of my fans has been watching me and is going to start painting in their house. Can you imagine? I need some breadcrumbs for that KCL lady to follow me. My health and metabolic will be in the best shape. Oh, things are changing body-wise, eating 1 meal a day. It is completely different. I don't even know how to describe it on a YouTube with mixed company, but it is, and I mean ladies, it is very different. I am not retaining water like I was eating 3 to 4 meals a day. I have no water retention. It's completely different. I had no idea. You don't have Waffle House in Canada. I think Waffle House only goes as far west as Arizona. I've never been to a Huddle House. They're not good for you. Well, they were good for me today because I had some meaty eggs and I had my coffee and then 2 Diet Cokes that I took to go because I got my husband's refill plus my refill and my refill coffee. But I do notice I'm not retaining water, in case you all were interested. Is that fan also taking a break? What I heard, I didn't watch the video because, I can't stand her, to be honest. Like, she's just not someone I'm going to spend my time, but I will read a transcript. Hey, Barb. How do you not get shaky from hunger during the day? I stay really, really busy. Really busy. School starts tomorrow, which is why I thought I should do. Oh, my flowers are dead. There you go. My flowers are dead. They're like, what is it, Christmas Eve? Christmas Eve, Scott gave them to me. So I have to get rid of those before he comes in here and sees them. But yeah, tomorrow school starts, my last semester. But I don't get anything smothered or covered. My hash browns are crispy and plain with ketchup. But I don't put ketchup on my eggs, which is a Pennsylvania thing. I don't do that. I'm not a condiment girl when it comes to breakfast. I said condiment. Condiment, not condom. But yeah. You think you found inflammation was reduced when doing 1 meal a day? I definitely don't have the fluid that I was carrying. Hey, Shelly F. I did it right this time. Getting shaky is a sign. So if I feel like I'm shaky, I have a protein shake that I keep here. The Premier shakes that I keep here in the office, and we have them at home. So that's what I do if I'm shaky. And I chew gum constantly. Like I have bags of gum available to me. Yeah, I'm not taking as much salt in probably. But I will lick a chip. I will. I lick. Remember, I had this one theory about dieting when I was in college that I would just chew and spit it all out. And I was thin. I didn't think I was thin, but I was thin. And I was like, I'm just going to chew food. Oh, my hair looks good. Look at that. I'm just going to chew food and spit it out. Oh, didn't work. It wasn't nearly as satisfying. But I will lick a chip. I will have the salt. Oh, God. French fries, too. Did you get hangry in the beginning? I didn't. That's why I was surprised. I was very surprised I didn't get hungry. I didn't even realize how long I've been doing it until I talked to you about it on Sunday. We're like, how long? Because it's just been something I was going to do. And I just didn't think about, oh, today I only get 1 meal. I'm not thinking about it as a sacrifice. I'm thinking about, well, it kind of was. It was kind of a religious thing in the beginning for Christmas that I was going to fast a little bit. And then it kind of took off because the priest was like, I love my priest. The priest was like, fasting does something, something, something. I don't even remember anymore. I have notes about it, but I don't remember the actual quote. And I was like, I wonder if I could really fast now. I was like, okay, just try 1 meal a day and make that meal whatever you want. Don't make it like celery stick and peanut butter. And so that's what I've done. And it's just so far worked out. I mean, I guess I could change. Tomorrow, I'm going out to lunch with my daughter-in-law, who is pregnant. And so I'm seeing her before she leaves for Ohio for the next 5 months. And I'll eat tomorrow at lunch, and then I won't eat again. Lick a stick. Oh, I'll lick a chip. I love a chip. I would buy a bag of Doritos to lick. It's Oh, was it Diana Ross would chew it and spit it out? See, I thought I made it up. Seated next to a mom who'd lick every Pringle before giving it to her son. Yeah, I could see myself licking a Pringle. I love the salt. Did you put the chalk over your door for the New Year? No. I didn't put a chalk over my door. I just heard she's got seriously tickly brain and belongs in the Not sure if they have it as money. When I was a kid, we had this stick of hard candy. Yes. Yeah, it was, what is it called? It's something dip here. Fun dip is what it's called. Yeah, I would do that. 100%. Fun dip. You love this conversation. It's so insane. You think Omad, remember that's what I thought it was, is probably easier for Catholics or other religions that fast occasionally. Well, I said I fasted. It's horrible. I thought I'd give up bread over Lent, and it was literally probably like giving up heroin. It was the hardest thing I have ever done. I've given up Diet Coke, which I likely will never do again. But it wasn't because it was so hard. It's just because I really enjoy the fizz. I'll drink club soda now and again to have the fizz. I have some here in the office. But bread was literally a visceral reaction of me. Like, I got mean. Like, I just want bread. It's really hard. Very difficult to give up. Why would you live? I have no reason to live. If I cut out breads, potatoes, and sweets, eat all you want of everything else. No. Never doing that, Rayanne. But thank you for the advice. No, not doing it. When you give up bread, I thought I will just... I just love it. I love food. I mean, I do. But I don't want to give up. I'm not going to give up anything. I'm just going to control the time I eat it. And I think that's helped. If you eat around 3 or 4, you're going to lose weight because you're not letting it sit on your stomach all day. So, and there's only so much you can eat. Like, I ordered, it was eggs. You know, it was this all-American thing. And I couldn't eat all of it. I mean, I was legit full. So... And then I drink the rest of my diet the rest of the day. Yeah, if you eat potatoes cold, the starch content is lower than hot. But then I'm adding mayonnaise and pickle and celery salt and egg, and like I'm having potato salad. I eat raw potatoes. I have fresh bread in the machine at the moment. Love that smell. Good for you, YB. You eat potatoes with the skin on it. So do I. Like, I'll eat a plain baked potato with pepper. I enjoy that. Calories in, calories out. I was with a friend, and he runs like 3 meals a day. And he said he gained 4 pounds, and we were talking to a physician. And he is an orthopedic surgeon, this physician. And he said that, I was like, dude, why is he gaining, like, that's a reason not to run. Why would you gain weight? He said, exercise will not counteract a bad diet. I was like, okay. So you just don't eat as much. I do make sure I have plenty of protein. Because I did the math, you know, how many protein grams I need to have. You don't see crepey on my face? Right there. Look at that. Right there. Oh, hold on 1 second. Hey, what's up? Well, I called him on YouTube, but I called him saying happy birthday to you. Can I call you when I'm done? I won't be long. All right, love you. Bye. Today's my son James' birthday. So I always make a video, not always, but most times I'll make a video and send it to them, especially if they're not here. So I did that earlier, sang and send it to them. The fat on the potato lowers the glycemic index, and low-fat diet, they gave everyone diabetes. Hi, Villanelle. Anyway, I just enjoy this one meal a day because for one meal, I get to have whatever I want, and it makes me happy. Yeah. You know who? Yes, thank you for that. Yeah, James's birthday. He is 30. I don't have kids anymore in the twos. He's 30 years old. Molly will be 36. That one hurts. She'll be 36, then 33, then 30. Can you imagine? I have a 30. Ooh. It's painful to think about. I have a 36-year-old child. Yes. This person has pockets of fluid on her cheekbones. Yeah, that drink will change you. That drink will change your face. It will change how your skin feels. I'm not up for that. Your son is 35, Debbie. My oldest will be 36. It's 4 from 40. Pockets of puff. I just think of Falstaff when I think of her. If you know Shakespeare, Falstaff is the drunkard. And it's not a good look. And I mean, as much as I do like a drink, it will cut your life. Your oldest will be 46. That's where I'm headed. I'm only headed up. November 90th, his birth is 9 pounds, 12 ounces, 22 inches long. Crazy. I make homemade enchiladas with the red chili sauce. Made green chili yesterday with chicken, cheese, and sour cream. I can eat me some enchiladas. Thank you, B Rabbit. I'll tell him. He's in such a great space right now. I'm so proud of him. So is his wife, Brandy. She's a fine girl. That's what I always say when I talk to Brandy. It's my favorite song is Brandy by Looking Glass. And whenever I speak to her or about her, I have to say, you're a fine girl. What a good wife you will be. Which is the words to Brandy. Almond flour tapioca. It is What a Fine Girl. I love that song so much. I can't ever get sick of it. I stop everything when it comes on the radio or my Spotify. Oh, thank you, My Father's Alibi. That was very nice. Very, very nice of you to say. I like Roberta. I've watched her before I had a channel. She's always been very kind to me. I know I can make her laugh, which I appreciate. But don't you wonder about these expert witnesses? Like, you're elevating somebody who literally, they look insane. And they don't even look credible. Their physical attributes do not look. Hold on one second. Credible. Like how you dress doesn't look credible. How you act doesn't look credible. How you hold yourself. Shouldn't that be important? Shouldn't you looking like a professional or speaking like a professional be important? Maybe not wearing a turban while making a video and laying in your bed with the covers pulled up. I don't know. It just seems odd to me. I said I thought Daniel was Elton's brother. Maybe she has prosthetic cheekbones placed in her. I don't think so. Okay. I'll have to go in a minute because Scott's going to call me or wants to call me or something. I don't know. But I don't think she has prosthetic cheekbones. But I do need your life and your love and your lady is the sea. I know. It's such a sad song. I think about it every time I go to the beach. And I see, like, if you go on the east coast of Florida, all the shrimp boats are out. Like, all those guys are missing their girls, but more likely the girls are missing the guys. It's a great song. And that guy, I mean, for many years, I thought Looking Glass was a black band. I had no idea it was a white guy singing that song. Tennis girl, I have a watercolor for you. I have a watercolor for you. I need your address. Make sure you send it to me. I did it yesterday. I did it. I don't have an easel, and I don't have a husband that will give me an easel because I haven't asked for an easel because I don't need an easel. But I do paint. I can say that now. I paint. It's hilarious. I don't really paint. You spoke with John Lewin this evening? Allison. That's amazing. That is amazing. How did it go? Thank you, Tennis. How did it go, Allison? Yes, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you did watch Roberta today, please go back and hit like. When I checked, it was 88 likes, and she'd been on for 9 hours. So make sure you hit like for people. Yeah, that's the DA. He was so nice to you. Aw, good for you. Did he give you hope? Wow, what a huge thing. Good for you. The left called Morris Maya. Left a message, Morris Maya, San Mateo DA. Okay, thank you. How was my day? I don't have much to chat about. It's been a hard week, actually. So when I got home Sunday night, I was met with my next door neighbor. I was opening my truck door. She came across and she said, Patty, have you seen Dan? And Dan, I told you all about a while back. Dan was a gentleman who came to my door. He had broken his rib. And what I didn't know at the time, that he had broken his rib, I didn't know. But he came to my door and his head and neck were like this wide. And I thought the man's going to die on my porch. So I got him to the ER and waited because I didn't trust anyone to make sure he was seen. And it was a satellite ER because it was close and I didn't want to wait for an ambulance. So they got him. I mean, I waited and they immediately took him in an ambulance to, I thought they were going to helicopter him. It was so bad. But anyway, so this gal comes to me and she said, have you seen Dan? I said, actually, I haven't. She said, he's not alive. And I was like, what? And she's like, no one's seen him for a couple days. And I said, well, I know I saw him Friday because he was at the trunk of his car. And it even took me a few minutes to realize what he was wearing because law enforcement asked me. But anyway, he's my husband's friend. I mean, they were friends. And my dog loved his dog, Zoe. And he was an older man. I thought he was much older than he was. He was only 76. But I thought he was like in his 80s because he looked it. And he was an attorney. He went to Notre Dame Law School. And my poor husband's just been beside himself. So I've been handling that. Law enforcement came out. They were there for a couple hours. I just told them what I knew. I think I was the last person to see him, which is always fun, right? You're the last person to see him. But his sister-in-law, they came by to kind of do a safety check on him and then found him. So he was on his back. Apparently he didn't have any clothing on from the waist down. My guess is he had a stroke. And, they took a while for the ME to come and take him out. But my poor husband, he's really, he didn't sleep last night. He was really having a rough time with it. Because, you're there one day and you're gone the next. So he's really suffered with that. So he was kind of unreal, man. But you got to, he lived alone. He was 76. Clearly his health was declining with that fall. What I didn't know is his sister-in-law told me he had fallen on the back deck. Because when I went over there, I'd never met them. And so to approach it, I'm like, here's a stranger. I said I was the one who took him to the ER. And I did that twice for him. Which he was very grateful. He brought us a little gift card to take him out, but he was in the ICU for 4 weeks. And they were draining oxygen and blood off of his head. He was wide. And that never really went back. It never went in again. It was odd. And from what I know, they brought in every intern, all the medical students, because no one had ever seen it that big before. It was crazy. I really thought the guy was just going to die on my porch. And the only reason he came over was his necklace. He had a crucifix around his neck, and he said, can you take this necklace off? And I was like, yeah, I can take your necklace off, but why are you standing here? And so it's a lot. I don't think I'll ever forget that. So poor Christopher has been really, that's why we went to Waffle House today, just to take his mind off of it. The brother was 80. He looked more fit than Dan. And he said, but he'd been married, he remarried after his divorce. I don't know what happened to Dan's wife, but I know they were divorced. And living alone is just not good at that age. He was still driving, and he was a short little guy. So he had a little Corolla, and his head was like this, like the steering wheel's here, and him. I'm like, that's Zoe, his little dog. It was a little mixed town dog, like Chihuahua mix. Really kept him going, I think. But it was a lot. I was like, Dan is dead. And law enforcement, I think you're the last person to see him. I said, I might have been. What did he have on? I told him what I thought he had on. But I don't really take note. I don't really have that memory. But he just fell backwards. And that was that. So that's why I think he had a stroke. And his hands were locked up like this, which made me think he went to Cerebit, and that's why he had a stroke. Because that's what happens. Your hands, when your brain, when you have a bleed or something, your hands go to Cerebit, or like that, and you can't. And that's how he was. That's what they described. But I'm not a physician nor expert. But thank God it was cold, right? Thank God it's been so cold here, because that house, I don't even know what room he was in. But that house, when they opened the door, the dog was with him this whole time. So he was with him in that house. What was it, last night? What was it? What day did I say that was? That was Sunday, the 5th. So it was like, I thought it was Friday morning I saw him last. So let's pretend it was Friday. But he had clothes on. Either Thursday or Friday. And then all that time, that dog was in that house with him. I know. So that's hard. When you think they had a hard time getting the dog because the dog was so hungry. The dog was like, so they had some kibble that they were able to find. And that's how they got the dog and got the leash on the dog so that the family could take the dog. It's a mess. I mean, when they opened the door, I smelled your dog urine more than I smelled death. We know people who were in the house days and the neighbor smelled something. I would hate for a dog to live through that. That's what happened. Dog was there. And that dog's I mean, it's a Chihuahua. It's an aggressive dog to begin with. But the family, the brother thought that the person he adopted Zoe from would take Zoe back. So we pray for that because it is an aggressive dog. And Roscoe handled her. It wasn't a problem. If Roscoe tried to get out, Roscoe was going to that house to be with Zoe. And Roscoe has not been the same since it happened. He goes, oh, like I'll walk him a little bit because it's 2 yards away. And he just looks and wants Zoe. And there's no Zoe. He's been a mess. It is heartbreaking. The brother took the dog. The brother took the dog. Freak. Yeah, they had to. I mean, I couldn't take Zoe. I would have for a night, but I would have had to do something the next day. But they took. They had a little leash. And they took one of Dan's blankets and a jacket of Dan's so that Zoe would be able to smell Dan, which I thought was really nice. I thought that was a good idea. I am not taking Zoe. Zoe is not trained. Zoe is aggressive. No. Dogs grieve too. I know my dog is like this morning when I went to take him out at 6:30, he was jump. I mean, which is unlike him. I mean, he was like standing with his paws up and then beating over to get to Dan's house. I was like, I walked him over just to see what he would do, just because I was curious, but we came back. It is good the dog was with the family because my direct neighbors who came over, they only have Dobermans, so they couldn't have taken the dog. You recently lost your oldest pup and your middle one grieved her for at least a week. Well, that's why when my daughter's dog, Buck, who was the most amazing, they found him on the side of the road, dog I've ever seen in my entire life, passed away. Her other lab really grieved. So she had to get over the dog. Had to. You love Waffle House, Zach? Yeah, dogs are smart. They do know. It's a hard row when the dog is used to. It's not like you can talk and explain to the dog about the afterlife. You just can't. You're behind, but licking chips remind me and how you salt the roads. It gets on the cars. I don't think they use it in Pennsylvania anymore. I think they use something else. It is hard for your animals when one's gone and they're constantly looking for it. When my son took our last pound pup, it was his dog. So he took the cat. Our cat Tally was really a mess. What is wrong with her? She really wanted an animal. And we didn't get one for a while. It took me a couple years to get Roscoe. But yeah, it's heartbreaking. But poor Dan. It's a mess. I wonder if they have his obituary up. Maybe it's too soon. But he was such a smart guy, They end up alone and Joey, do you ever just go on? Oh my God, I didn't know this person died. Ever go on Beavis Funeral Home? Oh, hell. How do I know that name? Huh. Go on Obituaries and go, oh my God, I didn't know that person died. He's not on there yet. Oh, here, I may have to go. Hold on one second. Hey, I'm on YouTube talking about my neighbor who died. Yeah, the guy, with the head, the thing. Sunday night I got home, he was dead on his floor. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Zoe was alone with him for all those hours and days. I know. So, yeah. No, I was just coming in, and then the sister-in-law was pounding on the door. They got a key, and then they got in. So, can I call you back? I'm almost done. All right, bye. But anyway, Debbie brings it up. So that's what happened to me in the last couple of days. My poor husband and my poor dog. I don't know that he had a body of work, to be honest. I just know he was an attorney. I used to read the obituaries when I worked as a nurse constantly, but I haven't really done that. I go to find a grave. Patches, your male cat and my siblings looked for golden Max at the sliding door for a month. I lost it every time I saw him standing there. It's really hard. I will lick a chip. That is funny, though. I should write that down. Like, if I ever become a stand-up. Chips are good, but I'm picky. Like, I don't eat Lay's potato chips. Like, I'm very picky. It can't be a thin, skinny chip. It has to be a decent chip. Like, where I'm from, we have a brand called Middlesworth potato chips, which are the best potato chips. They'll ship, but they don't have the distribution because their chips are always fresh and you know it when you've had one. And then Utz. Now in Tallahassee, you can get an Utz chip. I'll lick an Utz chip. Oh, hey, Kristen. You have Waffle Houses in Missouri. I know they go to, kettle chips are good. They go to Arizona, the Waffle House. Right now, I think it's still going on, is the farm show in Pennsylvania, which is huge. And, of course, the Amish come out. I mean, it's a big deal. And they make a thing called a potato donut. So with using potato flour, they make the donuts. You haven't had a donut till you've had that. And I would eat that right now. I don't care what time of day it is. Life is precious. Tell those special people how much they mean to you. No. But to make I'm going to say this and I'll go. But to make my husband laugh, I'm like, are you upset because of Dan? Or are you upset because he was 76 and that's only 10 years older than you? And he's like, that is only 10 years older. I was like, yeah. I said, what are you going to do with your 10 years, Chris? As I pull away from the driveway. What? Mixed packet of potato chips and hot milk. Pringles come in a can. Well, Mr. What is that? Charlie's chips come in a can. Is that what you mean, Indiana? Is Charles chips? Hey, Roberta, I'm going to go in a second. Helen Keller believes that death is just entering another room. She added that there she will be able to say, oh, I thought you were telling a Helen Keller joke. Charles chips are the ones that come in a large can. They sell them at, here they sell them at Cracker Barrel. So Roberta, we're talking about food. It really is nonsense. The Amish baked goods are the best. In Miami, the Amish have baked goods on Saturdays, and they're gone by 10. I believe it wasn't a joke. I got that after I read it, Eric. I thought it was going to be a joke, but I was wrong. Their marathon stream was fantastic. It was a long time. Long time to have hold court for 9 hours. But yeah, potato donuts are so good. And you get a plain, like a cake donut or with powdered sugar. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's delicious. I saw some news people outside the farm show on X, and I was like, I asked them, did you have a potato donut? Potato donuts and homemade ice cream. Yeah, we were just talking about, I need some more breadcrumbs for that KCL. I need to know that I'm saying, like I say, if I say I'm fasting, she says she's fasting. If I say I'm painting, she's going to start painting. If I say I walk faster than my husband and it takes more energy for me to slow down than for him to speed up, she says that. If whatever I say, she says, I just need some more breadcrumbs. I'm so late to say, so sorry if this has already been discussed. Orrin Alexander was transported to New York in error before a hearing, had to turn him around to come back to Florida. Not surprised. You're obsessed with the Alexander case. Well, we're not going to know a lot. We're not going to know a lot about it. Is there a new Jibs video? I am going to start. Oh, we have a new outro song on our, what do we call it? I don't even remember it. So this, I was telling Roberta, this month starts our 9th season of Patty's Playhouse, the radio show. And what did I pick? We always, every year, our intro is the same, but our outro is different. So your outro is your last song. And there are, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 songs played in a 1-hour show, because music is like our third character. And so our new outro is Praise You by Fatboy Slim, because it's nice. The last song was Florida. I call him Flora. It's not, it's Flo-Rida, but I like to call him Florida, because here in town, there's a furniture store called Florida. So I was calling that. Music is my breadcrumb. It is a breadcrumb for me. I always have music on here. You made Collier sing Easy Like Sunday Morning on his last live. It's my theme song. I mean, you can get away with it if it's not a copyright problem. Hi, Patricia. Patricia. Yeah, so our new song is Praise You. You love Florida? Or Orida? You love a cigarette and a cappuccino? I have my cigars. I should probably do that today. I could use one. They're so cold. They're in a humidified travel bag, and this is super cold. You just got a notice for jury duty. Good for you. And I'm 20 minutes behind, but both my neighbors on either side of me have died. One was 50, one was 55. Yesterday, my childhood friend and neighbor died. Oh, so sorry. That's a lot, that too. Yeah, I had a friend. His son actually plays for the Jets. A high school friend, all 12 years. Our parents were friends. He just had pancreatic cancer, and he just passed away, which was a surprise. Nobody knew he had pancreatic cancer. He kept it to himself. That one was a really big surprise. But both boys played professional football, and he was just super nice. So, I mean, it really doesn't matter. Just take you out. I mean, he was fit. He was always fit. He always played sports. Pancreatic cancer. And then I have another one, 12 years in school together. So if you went on Facebook for me, by the way, if you try to friend me on Facebook, message me first, because I was hacked. I'm not taking any friends that I don't know who they are. And he has ALS. Dude, and he's going fast. He's going really fast. If I get jury notice, I'm going to say I watch Penny's Playhouse and SDS religiously. I think that could be enough. That's funny. Oh, and just for the record, I was not invited to Tim Jansen's party. But if I did get invited, I would likely not go. Just so everyone knows. So I just like to put that out there. I definitely am not. I wouldn't go. I don't have the clothing for it. I don't like staying out late. I'd have to Uber. There's a whole lot of reasons for that. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Indy Nana. Yeah, I wouldn't be going. But there was someone, who used to have a channel that was like, I was invited. I wasn't. Which is fine with me. I'm not offended. But I just think it's funny. I think if we're all going to announce who we're invited to, I'm going to announce when I'm not invited. I'm invited to lunch with my daughter-in-law. Yay! You would like to see Sparkle's Christmas Carol? She's a good businesswoman here in town. She really is. Well, so is he. I mean, it's the house that crime built, right? It's nice. You wish you had a Waffle House. And it's so single white female of me. Yeah, I don't. It's true. I mean, she has a weight loss clinic. At least she used to. I think she still owns it with another partner, which makes a fortune. I think they have a couple offices now where you can go get your weight loss pills. I think they do Ozempic now too, or something like that. He invited anyone in the area. Well, I'm not in the area. We're not all invited. It is the house that crime built. Dude. It is. And it's in a normal, relatively, I mean, it's a high-end neighborhood, but it's not a neighborhood full of mansions by any stretch. I mean, I have multiple friends who live in there, and they're not gazillionaires. Oh, you did? Yeah, I see. I couldn't do that. I know Tish had been to that party. That's a Tish thing, not a Patty thing. It really isn't. It's not been on the market. His house has not been on the market. But I just, I mean, to get there and to walk and I would literally have to hire a car. I'm not walking all that way in heels. It's just not happening. It is a business. It's a client kind of thing. Well, friends go too. I mean, these people the Jansens are very social. So, and I think he talks about it at that meet and greet. He spoke about his brother is a judge, and someone asked him why he's not a judge. And he said that he's very social. It would be very hard for him to not be social because they're always about town. Yeah, I would have to have a driver take me over, take me back. I'm not doing it. Is he a bachelor? No, he's married. No. I know. I'm cold. I'm chilly. I have a sweater on, but I didn't want to turn my heat on, so I just have my vest on. Giovanni, you were there. You went to... Okay, wait a second. You came to Tallahassee and didn't tell me? Yeah, it's a write-off. Those big parties are a write-off. You came to Tallahassee and did not tell me, Giovanni. Well, she has family here. She has family here in Tallahassee. So she probably thought she was invited. She was probably invited. I mean, we all know her name and number is in his phone. We know that. Because she made an ass out of herself, whining about her name being on a phone. So, because we're so special, it's not a big deal. She's not that young, okay? She's not that young. Oh, she's Debbie. She is not that young. No, she's not. She's in her 40s. She's not. Don't let her fool you. You did, Giovanni, out yourself. Anyone named Pikachu who doesn't call me when they come to town, people drive through here and call me and say, hey, Patty, I want to stop by. So I know you need to be. Yeah, I think she's like in her 40s. You look really young. I used to think I looked young too. And then I see this. Look at that. Age, it's a lot. I've never worn so much makeup in my life as I do now. Never. I'm trying to figure out ways to not show crepe. You have the same birthday. Aw. I just found out today Roberta's an Aquarius. I'm a Pisces. Well, she lit out to turn up with at any party. Well, she lives in California, so you got to think about that. No, I implied it, though. I didn't discuss it. I implied that she's taking a step back because of the pests. I'm a pest. She copycats me. Like, what are you even doing? It's 4th grade. But, yeah, KCL is taking a step back again so she can paint. On her 1 meal a day diet while her husband walks behind her, and she learns how to focus, which is all my storylines. It's everything I say. So funny. You're using major skincare to look young. Yeah, I'm not surprised she would be. You were in your 40s a while back. Me too. So, yes, if you are following Katie Cool Lady talking out loud, she's no longer talking out loud. She's laying in her bed with her turban on and a blanket up and talking with a horsey cough while yelling at her dog. And then wishing her dog wasn't her dog because she thought her dog would have fluffy hair even though he doesn't have fluffy hair, and would have longer ears even though he doesn't have longer ears. And then comparing the dog's ears to a Hasidic Jew. That's where we're at here. Crazy land. That's where we're at with this woman. You knew I was a Pisces, Giovanni's Pikachu. I mean, it's true. What the hell is she talking about? So my dog has beautiful ears because he's a Maltese. And it sounds like that was the kind of dog she thought she was getting, was a Maltese, even though she wasn't. Unless his hair grows, You have to actually let their hair grow to have fluff. You can't shave them and expect fluffy hair. It doesn't work that way. And he poops. Every dog poops. Is whose hair long? Mr. Beasley? My dog? Yeah. Roscoe's hair. I've let it grow for winter. I wanted him. His hair is so soft. Can I tell you? Like Roscoe's hair is so soft and silky. There's nothing about my dog that I would change. Do you know that? Not a thing. My dog has the best personality. He's super fun to play with. He tells me off when needed. He humbles me by looking at me. Like if I ignore him, like I'll pretend to ignore him, he literally holds his chin up and is aloof. I think it's my mother reincarnated all the time. He is so soft and silky and fluffy and smells good and has the best breath. And I'm not even joking. Like he is. When I met him, I cried. When I saw him in this little playpen at the breeder, I cried because I just knew that that was my dog. He greets me when I wake up. He greets me. He just lays on my legs or my feet to go to sleep. He nuzzles. He lets me hold him. He is so cuddly. He's not a yipper. So if you didn't want a yipper, don't get a yip breed that would yip. Like, don't have that. If you didn't want that kind of breed, we had a cockapoo growing up and he was delightful. I don't know what her issue is other than she's spoiled rotten. And so nothing makes her happy because she has nothing. You have to have something in here to appreciate that. With all of her mega journals and 44 chapters of her memoir, which I can't even say out loud without laughing. Like I'm going to write a memoir. What she should have is a gratitude journal and start being grateful for everything she has. And once you do that, then it will change your life completely. A gratitude journal, if you write 5 things down a day and you think you can't find 5 things, think of this is my number one thing every day when I go through my gratitude is my thumbs work. And it seems stupid and it seems small, but my thumbs function. And I could do this. Can you guys do that? My thumbs function. This one's double jointed too. And I do that because have you ever tried to lift a cup up without thumbs? I mean, everything is my thumb. Opening my car door, turning a key, putting makeup on. Everything is about my thumbs. And so I'm very grateful every day. I mean, I always think breath, those are the obvious. Breathing on my own, standing on my own, having balance, having hearing, because if I were blind or deaf, I would prefer to hear versus see because I'm so auditory. But my thumbs. And holding a leash, being able to walk my dog, being able to practice balance as I age, being aware of balance. All of those things run through my head every day before I go to mass, because I go to mass most every day, about what I am grateful for. And people like her, which I can't even say her name anymore, it pisses me off. People like her have absolutely no gratitude for anything that they have. And I am judgmental over it because it's not, I'm talking about like Calcutta here, where everyone is starving over there. I'm talking about just life in general. You have I can't smell. I couldn't smell those flowers. She has flowers around, she can smell. I can't taste a lot, which is why I said I'll lick a chip. I know it's funny, but I would, because salt is strong. So if you don't taste a lot, you're going to be more cognizant of what you eat because you want flavor when you eat. Some people don't have taste at all. Some people's hair doesn't grow back. My hair grew back. Things like that. I'm so grateful. And I get so, I'm going to cry. For every single one of you. that have made my dream come true. And I don't appreciate people that take that for granted. It pisses me off that you have taken a gift and taken it for granted. And not only destroyed relationships that you had, but make it harder for people like me to create those relationships when it was unnecessary. So, because now people that gave to you, woman, who trusted that when you spent money, when you asked for money, that you really didn't need, but you asked for money. I don't have a problem with monetization. I certainly don't. I get monetized. But you ruined that trust. And now those same people who have such a big heart in giving you their hard-earned money that they actually worked for are afraid to donate it anywhere. I mean, they make fun of it, especially the buy me a coffee shtick. I mean, they were thrilled that it was hard for you to get that money out of buy me a coffee. Thrilled by that because they felt like you grifted them. So for all of it, I mean, it's only been a year for me and I'm very grateful, obviously. But to ruin that goodwill pisses me off. And I know I shouldn't be pissed off at somebody I don't know, but it really does. And that's what started all of this, was like you were taking someone's goodwill and someone's gift and literally trashing it in front of them and have no qualms about it, no apologies, like, fuck you, fuck everybody. And I'm like, you all, my 5,200 plus the lurkers, plus everyone else, plus my Scott, my husband, my children, all of that made my dream come true. And I don't think you guys realize it. Like, I just don't think you realize. I know how important, like for Roberta, how important her audience is to her. I don't know if other YouTubers or anyone with the show, I know with radio, I'm so grateful for anyone who contacts me or sends me an email or calls me or sends me a text. I try to respond to everyone. And to just take that for granted is just despicable. That's all. So I went off on that tangent and I'm very sorry about it. But if someone's floundering because they have no direction, and you guys, I mean, it could be yourself. I don't know you, all of you. I know some of you. But to take a gratitude, just take a loose leaf piece of paper. This book is almost full with everything I write. And so I'm going to try. I'm not keeping it. I don't want all my notes handed down to my children. You know what I'm saying? But just so much stuff that I do look through and then I toss it. And I have just so much gratitude for you all. And I know I can't control how other people react to you or how you're treated by other YouTubers. I've had people say, Patty, you know, if you say this, maybe she'll take her channel down, or maybe she won't be mean to her dog, or maybe I'm like, I can't do anything. Okay, I can't. I wish I could. I've tried the shaming route. She has no shame. I've tried the shame. I mean, she's an entire Reddit thread devoted to shaming her, and it's just completely nonsense. Like, she just water up a duck's ass. Nothing. So unfortunately, I have no control, and I just need to just be grateful. And I hope that I never turn out like that. I really am aware of it. And for that woman and her two cohorts, the triad, I call them, have given me a massive lesson in humility and gratitude. And do I enjoy this? Because if you don't enjoy it, there's no reason to come on here. And I'm not addicted to it. It could go away tomorrow, just like anything else. and I know that. But everyone that, I mean, I have so many people that reach out to me. It's literally overwhelming. It's the kindest thing that you can even imagine. Really is. Whenever I'm down about work or a deal didn't go through or whatever it is, I go through your emails. I save every single one of them. It's just amazing. So on that note, I really just wanted to let you know that. And sorry for the tears. I can't help it sometimes, but I get so angry. I just get so angry at people, and because they don't see what they have. They don't see, and it's not a beach house or anything. That's all crap. I mean, honestly, it's all crap. Dan was an attorney, went to law school, went to freaking Notre Dame, had everything, and still became ornery. Funny ornery, but ornery just the same. I'll probably be the same way. But if you don't realize that one day you're there and the next day your dog's alone in your house, pissing everywhere, gnawing at you, I mean, you just haven't lived. Like, it can happen to any of us. And so if you don't like your husband, or you don't like your business partner, or you don't even like your job, you don't like your car, but you have all those things. Not everyone likes their car. I love my truck. Not everyone likes their business partner. I love my business partner. Is he perfect? Pretty darn close. He makes me laugh my ass off. And that's kind of where my situations are. I can live without a lot of things if you can make me laugh. And he does. And so does my husband. Even though he doesn't think he does, I do laugh. It's just so fleeting. It's just like, boop, you're gone. That. And what was that? What did we watch? There was some, I forget the scenario or the TV show, but they talk about, tap, that's gone. That second's gone. That second's gone. And it's so important to realize that. I watched a lot of death as a hospice nurse and as a cancer nurse. And I think I've told you, how I feel about African-American culture with death versus white people with death. And a lot of it is based on gratitude. And it's a huge lesson that if you haven't prepared, this gentleman had an executor, praise the Lord. The house was not in a trust, but look in whatever state you're in, look at trusts for your property so your family doesn't have to go through probate. My siblings and I will never speak to each other again, and I'm not even missing them. It's not even like I'm vengeful or I just have no time for thieves. And that's how I see it. You're either stealing my time or you're stealing my stuff. And either way, I don't want to talk to you. And I don't like how you treat my children. So that's not happening. But it's not even a miss. Like, I even went to my priest about it. And I was like, should I worry about this? Should I be offering them grace? And it's like, do they? Would they? I'm like, I don't think so. And he's like, well, stay open, but don't worry about it. I was like, okay. Because I really don't miss it. And that's the sad part, is I don't even miss them. But if you handle all of that stuff in advance, your siblings may not speak to each other again for a variety of reasons, but at least that extra stressor after death will not be there. So I was listening to his brother, Dan's brother, talk, and he's like, well, the sister's an executor. This is the house. Like, it sounded like he was an attorney, but he handled his business. Sometimes attorneys don't handle their business, and I've seen that too. It's hard. It's hard in a state that requires an attorney for probate over, I think, $50,000 to deal with. So handle your business and just be grateful. Have a gratitude journal. If you write things that you don't want people to see, throw it away. Dear God, don't put it in a blog for everyone and their brother to read. and then throw back in your face on a Reddit thread. I mean, because people are copying and pasting like criminals. Like they're like trying to get everything because she just changes the topic. So she'll say something and be like, I didn't say bark collar. I said tickless collar. When clearly it's a bark collar. Internet's forever. So be careful what you write down. I will never watch these videos ever. Once they're posted, I never go back and watch them. So, but anyway, be grateful. Go, it's just a lot. I am sorry for, I don't mean to get teary-eyed. I do try to respond to everyone. If I haven't, it's because I checked my spam. My daughter's mixed breed little dog did somersaults and jumped in my arms on the first meeting. He knew my DNA on an instant, loves me to pieces. That's so cute. I know. I think that's why it bothers me so much because, I just met Max over the phone, Christmas or New Year's Eve, and she's such a loyal person. Like you can tell when someone has been really brutally hurt and for a long time probably didn't know why she was treated the way she is. I know with Debbie, I mean, just the why. Like, why would you trash my goodwill? Because you're an ungrateful bitch. That's why. I mean, she just doesn't have any gratitude, even for the smallest of things. So, but I can't control someone else. I can't control whether she has gratitude. All I can do is slyly pray for her, which I do. I know it sounds sarcastic, but I do pray for her because otherwise she's going to have a hard road. Because if she writes about karma on her blog, karma will bite her, and it's not going to be pretty when it does. Might not be in this life, but it will be in the next. Thank you. Thank you, Pepper. Donna's trial date is June 3rd for jury selection and June 9th for the trial. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, B Rabbit. Oh, thank you, Allison. I do appreciate it. Very sweet. I know. I mean, I am flattered that she steals my ideas. It is flattery. I do have to remember that. I thought it was odd to ask for buy me a coffee when you're always bragging about. Well, somebody was telling me, I was Bling. She was telling me how to grow a channel. Bling is the new black. And she said on YouTube that there's like people will scroll on the banner their Venmo and their PayPal. And first of all, to get around YouTube's platform, that's just stupid. Because this whole thing I'm doing for an hour and 13 minutes is free. Cost me nothing. Cost me my time. Well, StreamYard I think I pay $600 a year for. So it cost me $600 a year plus a webcam and my internet to have a free channel where upwards of 5,200 people could be watching me. Some 10,000 views. In the last 30 days, I've had 900,000 views for free. I've sold 4 homes because of this channel. I have no problem paying YouTube their stipend. None. But because I'm grateful. I really am. I'm very, very grateful. You do need to be content and thankful because, man, it is gone. I just watched my friend Skip. He's been able to crowdfund some vacations. So he went to see his grandchild. He has 4 granddaughters. He has the ALS. He's been able to go to Pennsylvania, see his grandchildren, bring them down. He lives in Key West. He used to be a boat operator for yachts. What a life. He was in a band. He can barely hold his head up. All of that, what I perceive as glamour and fun that he had, it's gone. Phew. One day, go to the doctor, can't hold your head up. I just came home from my cousin's funeral. 4-year battle with cancer. Life is too short. I read somewhere, it was disturbing to me, that it was something on Daily Mail or, the UK, which is really trash, but I enjoy reading it. And it said they died from a bout of cancer. No one gets a bout of cancer. They might have a bout of the flu. They're not getting a bout of cancer. Words matter, people. I'm so sorry about your cousin. I think YouTube is the ruin of misguided persona. Well, I coach agents, real estate agents, and I tell them stress brings out who you really are. If you're under tremendous stress, the personality that you have under stress, because there's three. There's your self-personality, there's how people perceive you, and then there's your stress personality. Mine, I've had multiple personality tests, believe it or not, and they're all the same. I behave, no matter who I'm with, I behave the same, whether it's my family, my friends here, who I talk to, I talk the same to everyone. My husband's all the same. But usually when you're under great stress, when I'm hiring someone, I will put them under stress before I decide to hire them. I will ignore their phone calls, which is not my typical. I will ignore their text messages. I will ignore their emails because I want to see how they approach it. Because if you think whatever job you're in is hard, try selling a house that you don't own. It's really hard to do. And with a buyer that may or may not ever be qualified, or someone that's going to go buy a washer and dryer before they close on their house, and then they can't close on the house. We sell homes we don't own. What other area in life are you selling a product like that for straight commission? You don't know if you're getting paid in the next 4 months or not. So there's tremendous stress in what I do. And so the new agents I put under stress intentionally. I want to know how you're going to talk to me, because how you talk to me is how you're going to talk to the client. And I feel the same way with YouTube. A little bit of notoriety. I mean, let's face it. I went through that, right? We're one of 64 million channels. You're nothing. Your channel is like itty bitty bitty. You might be big in the Dan Markel, Karen Reed crime sector, but that's it. That's all we have. So be grateful for it, because you're never going to get big unless you are. You're just not. Oh, well, thank you, Tammy. That's very kind of you. I cry a lot. I cry a lot. I try not to cry in front of Scott or my husband because they're men and they just not having it. People used to be anonymous. Man, they say everything. Oh, I'm so glad. But it's still 4 years is just a lot. The young man that waited on me at TJ's said to me about a double paper bag stapled at the handles, "I love your commitment to the bag." That's Baldy. That is funny, BS. I just think if you're coming to it from the idea that the audience owes you, which is what I hear from her, you're failing. You may not fail right away. You may get to be a guest on someone's show and ride on their ass for a little bit, but you are failing if you think that the world or this audience or your subscribers or the people, it's no different than the people at the red light. Everyone thinks that we all owe them. I mean, I see it in these Facebook groups. I owe you nothing. It's a Facebook group where you get to post your business to 72,000 people for free. And I get death threats over it. I owe you nothing. In fact, you're out. Like, I'm not going to talk to you. Well, what about? No, you're gone. You cannot talk to people like that. This is a free gift that I created and giving you. And you have no gratitude, not to me, but to the other people. Like, not to the members. I don't care if you're grateful for me, but you're not grateful to the members that you respect the members. They don't care. We all owe them something. You go to McDonald's drive-thru, swear to God, Sunday. After church, I hadn't eaten. I wanted a Diet Coke. That's all I wanted. You wait 45 minutes in a drive-through line, which is my own fault. Okay, I'm not complaining about that. Get there and she goes, "We don't have any soda." You couldn't have put it on the menu board? Like you couldn't have done anything? She screamed at me across the parking lot because I said, "I don't have to do anything." She's screaming at me. And I just was like, "Oh man, you should have put it on the menu board like they do sometimes. The soda machine is out." No, just screaming. Are you kidding me? Like, you can't scream at your audience. You can't tell your audience that you're shit. They won't be your audience anymore. Although I do love a McDonald's Diet Coke. I don't love it that much. I certainly don't love it anymore to be in the line for like a half hour, 45 minutes. But I really wanted one. And then whatever I would have wanted, she ruined because she's screaming at her audience. She did delete the video where she mentioned the bark collar. It's gone. Who has a flea collar on their dog in the winter? Who listens to a holistic nurse to tell you what to do to your dog? Unless it's just your friend, then say that. Because being a nurse or holistic nurse has nothing to do with the medication you give your dog. Like I would never listen. If a nurse said to me, "Hey, Patty, do this for your dog," I'd be like, "Pound sand. I'm not, thank you, but I'm not doing it. I'm calling my vet." Thanks. You're welcome, Molly. I have never removed a video I have put up. Never. I don't intend to. Mighty love of God. Yep, they know him. Thanks, Yank. I will. Aw, bless your heart, Bling. Bling's feeling better finally. Ooh, girl. You were hospice for your pop that my mom lived with me and took care for 5 years. Bless your heart. That's a lot of work. She'll take like a 12-hour break. No, she just copies me. I love saying it. We didn't have a run-in. She just copies everything I say. If I say I'm painting, which I've been painting for 3 weeks? Ooh, like I'm a painter now. She's painting now. It's just like she doesn't have her own ideas, and I'm making fun of her. Right, Norla? Good for you. Because she didn't take her other channel down. This is a sub channel. It's a sub channel. So if you have your main channel, she didn't delete her channel like Rob Myers did. Society page. She still has it up. It's just private. And that's why she can monetize. Thank you, Kim E. Oh, should hook up a Zoom and have some of us on at once. I would be happy to do it. You can do it on StreamYard. That's why I pay for it. Oh, YB would buy a house from me. Thank you. I've had 4. That's a lot to me. I've had 4 sales from this channel in 1 year for free. Like that's huge. I have no problem giving YouTube their own. I don't. I did. I said life coach. Well, I didn't say I'm her life coach, but I said KCL needed a life coach, and she mentioned getting a life coach. I do think a gratitude journal is very important. It doesn't have to be a big deal. It's just the idea of taking a pen and writing something down. It'd be a Post-it that you throw away. You don't need to keep it. It's the idea of taking your brain and writing "I am grateful for" and filling in the blank. It doesn't need to be a book. It just needs to be at least 5 things. Oh, well, thank you. I try to be consistent. My husband and I are realistic about the future. We're in good health, but facts are facts. Right? Oh, thank you, Kristen. Well, I wouldn't ask you to buy anything just from me. So you're super quick at getting what we were struggling to say in a comment. That's a sign of empathy and intelligence. Don't tell anyone I have empathy. That's the part of the Pisces in me that I really don't like because I feel someone's pain. Like when Bling is like her arm and I saw her arm, like I physically, it hurts me. It's weird. Hi, Murder. Don't start from the beginning. It's a mess. Look out, murder is in the house. That's what she writes. That's what Norma wrote. My husband has a fit when I cry. He can't stand to see me unhappy. It's really hard. It is hard for my husband. Costs nothing to be nice. That is true, Kristen. Thank you, Cindy. Hey, Murder, thank you. Murder's in the house. Can you imagine that when you decided to name yourself this, that people would be saying that? You didn't have an orange. You know what? The other day, I'm going to mention this and go. So my little granddaughter, she's not really little anymore. She's 11. My daughter had to work and she couldn't, like, she wanted to do her makeup. That's what my granddaughter likes to do. So she went and got an orange and put the makeup on the orange and named it Barbara. I'm doing Barbara's makeup. So cute. So that's why my daughter doesn't have any oranges. I did a 50 things to be grateful for after the first. 20 is hard. You're coming up with random things like carpet heat. It's so much fun to find those. Casey, I will post about that next. Oh my God, just think about it. Think about the person. I'm grateful for the person who was able to create the pipeline to put my gas in it. I'm grateful for the guy that stands outside of Sam's where I go get gas so that people don't lose their minds and go in Sam's Club the wrong way. Like I'm grateful for Wawa's coming across the street. Going to be grateful for that. I'm grateful for Diet Coke when I show up to a convenience store and they actually have it. I'm grateful for I have my vision's really bad. So it's bad now. To me, it's bad because it wasn't bad a year ago. But I always have a magnifying glass. I'm grateful that I thought about getting a magnifying glass. Like I think of all those things all the time. Like, what am I grateful for? I'm grateful for paper. I'm grateful for one. I'm grateful. Like, I don't think my hand's steady when I write. Like, if I do cursive, I'm grateful that I'm able to hold that freaking watercolor brush steady enough to make a circle with a free hand. Do you know what that was a big deal? Because I thought I needed a stencil, and I thought, I'm making these Charlie Brown's Christmas trees. And I thought, well, I need a stencil this size, but I really have a stencil that size. So I was like, I'm just going to try it freehand and see if I can do it. And I did it. I was grateful for that. I was grateful that my big fat hand could be steady enough with that little liner brush to make a circle. I was so happy. I almost cried. That's how bad I get. But I'm very, very grateful. I'm grateful for extra memory on my desktop because otherwise I get the glitchy StreamYard. I'm grateful for all of this. I'm grateful for anyone who knows my name that's not my family. I'm grateful for, that's when I start to cry. I'm so grateful. So I'm going to go because I'm really going to bawl like a girl right now. But think about everything you're grateful for. Break it. Aww. I'm grateful Trudeau is resigning. I am too. But why did he call an end to the parliament until March? Yeah. You're grateful you had a bed to sleep on. I'm grateful that I have a supportive pillow. Oh, you have 2 magnifying glasses. You do feel everything. God, I hate it so much. You're grateful for Dr. Pepper. We do have to wake up and instead of thinking negative, think about what we're grateful for. It's not easy. Hey, Tater. You're a fish. Get out of here. I would never have thought murder was a fish. Ever. I don't know about the rising and falling. I'm sorry. I have a no rule contact behind the scenes for social media, Patty, because I vibe with her and I watch her radio. You do watch a radio show. You're 225. I'm 220. I wouldn't have thought you were a Pisces either. Oh my God, Patricia. I can't believe all these Pisces. Maybe that's the thing. One of my favorite Sam's employees says, I too blessed to be stressed. Oh my God. The lady, the greeter at Sam's, when you walk in, you feel like you're a damn rock star. She is amazing. Amazing. It's crazy. You're grateful to have your fur babies. Oh, you're not alone, D, love of God. Bless your heart. Oh, Moonchild, I can see it. I lost my mom at 84 and I'm still depressed. I go outside. This is me. I keep saying I'm going to go. I go outside and it's so clear right now. Florida sky. I think our sky in Tallahassee is absolutely beautiful sky. So I'll go out at night, cigar or not, and I'll just walk around with my dog and just look up and just miss my mom and dad so much. And then go inside and just like let it wash over me. Because if I don't, I'm going to lose my shit because I have such an attachment disorder. I have such an attachment disorder where my parents are concerned. Like I moved to Florida for them. So I just go outside and just let the idea of my mom and dad just like imagine it and then just walk back in and just not think about it anymore. Because it would be really consuming if I just let it go. Would be really, he would be so, my dad, when I told him I had a radio show, oh my God, it was the funniest thing. It was so funny. Because there was really nothing, being an Irish Catholic family is humbling. Like you are literally one of many, you're just a little blip. And I told my dad I had a radio show. And he would just roll his eyes at me and be like, why would anyone listen to you? Even though I'm just like him. So funny. It has been an emotional week. Oh, I know, Norma. I can't believe that. Very few people have, I think when you look at, if you Google or you ChatGPT, dates in the year with the fewest birthdays, February 20th is one of them. I don't know why. May wasn't that hot that year. People were having sex in May. Oh, right. So we have to do that, Debbie. Thank you for that. But I have that book right next to me. So Debbie and I talk about, I got to get, my school starts tomorrow, so I'll be in school. But Debbie was kind enough to send me this book, which I haven't even opened yet. My husband was so excited. It was called Prayer and Spiritual Warfare by Charles Spurgeon. So I haven't even opened it. But we talked about doing a study with the book. But thank you for that, Debbie. It's very kind. Your husband just came up 30 minutes ago and just walked in and said, is what you're watching so important? I'm sorry, Moonchild. Thank you, YB. Timmy says, I'm grateful. I love this channel so much. I can't feel. Thank you. Oh, very nice. You're a Cancer. I don't know enough about it to comment on that. My husband is April. He's an Aries. And he is so bullheaded. Oh, no, man, the two. It's a lot. Lost my mom at 50. Last thing she said to me was, don't you ever forget. Let me go back and see what Allison wrote. John Lewin just called to say he spoke with Morris Maya. Bless your heart. That is amazing. Oh my God. See, I don't want to speak for Allison, but without YouTube, would that have happened? Without her audience and the kind people who watch Alice, and she's so kind, would that have happened if she came up and bitched at everyone and threw their gifts away? And it would never have happened. It's absolutely amazing. Congratulations. That's huge. It wouldn't have. I mean, it's simple. It would never have happened without YouTube. And I don't like the Google guys anyway. Like, no one likes the Google guys. But what a format that we have. It's just huge. To think about that. She didn't go on network TV. Whew. One day closer. You said it, Rosemary. I mean, people will like, I go back over this. This is her mom. That is her mom. She's not pimping out her mom. Her father did this, allegedly. She was just a baby. She is grateful she has the memory she has. Thank you, Tammy, very much. The letters from this community are making all the difference. It's just amazing. I honestly, Allison, I did not think it would be this quick. I never thought it would be this fast, ever. I mean, you're assertive about it for sure. You have to be. But never thought that they would really listen, or all these years. Never really thought about it. Bye, the Skeeter girl. I have to go too. Thank you for supporting me. That's the thing about being Catholic. We memorize the catechism instead of, oh, nah. I study the Bible too. And so does my priest, though, Moonshow. I know it's different, but I do read the Bible. I have a Bible a day app on my phone, like 365 days. So it's not all of us, but I do believe that. That's incredible. Thank you, Bling, for the gifted memberships. I have more members. I can't even write all your names down I felt bad in the show notes. Like, I downloaded the names and made a spreadsheet and the whole thing. Can't do it. Too many characters. It's crazy. Thank you all so much. It's really overwhelming. I'm so happy for her. After more than 4 decades. Who knows how it will turn out, but she got somebody to listen. It's crazy. Thank you so much for letting us know. That is just, I don't know, it takes words away. I'm so sorry. I don't want to take your fluff, but it's crazy. That's just crazy exciting that you were able to, with kind words and tenacity, get someone to listen. It's crazy. Thank you all so much for watching me rant. Another rant. And a few tears, but I am so grateful for all of you. I'm grateful for Roberta for even thinking about me today and laughing about Waffle House and having lunch with my husband. And I'm going to call my son and sing to him again. And I just thank you all so much. Thank you, Gladys. We love your rings. Take care, everyone. I'm going to be at school tomorrow, so I'll probably see you Thursday, something like that, unless some breaking news comes on and I have to bring out some breadcrumbs again. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.